Peace and blessings, collective. Welcome in. There have been so many integrations for me over the last 24 hours. Yesterday, after recording yesterday's message and posting on TikTok, which I posted a couple of TikToks yesterday, my I could feel my ego questioning my current experience, questioning the decisions I've made, and like really, I don't I don't want to say trying to lower my vibration because it's not intentional. Like the ego is only ever trying to protect, but it was so much louder than it had been recently. And then I had the revelation or the uh, clarity that I had begun my menstrual cycle, which for me in the past, like before, okay, so I feel called to share this, so I'm going to share this. This would usually be more like a vlog type content for my other channel, but I used to be on birth control, like the Nexplanon implant, but I got that removed back in May, no, earlier than that, I think April. I got that removed back in April. And now this is my first time as an adult experiencing my natural hormones, but there used to be like I always knew that well, sometimes I wouldn't know because I wouldn't be present enough to realize when the narrative in my mind switched, but that would be a telltale sign that my period was coming because my mind would basically start attacking me as a person. Uh, but it was different this time because now it was more just like testing my fortitude, like how certain am I that I have made the right decision? How can I be so sure that it's going to work out? And like I know for a lot of people that's just like the day-to-day mental experience is questioning whether or not you know what you're doing. And that was me at one point, but it was so loud that this is no longer the way that I think. This is no longer the way that I process. Like I I've cultivated a relationship with my ego where it knows it's not driving. It knows it has some level of input, but it is not driving. So now it's just questions, and it felt like being interrogated from the inside, but the type of interrogation that would break a person down. And realizing that that was the case and being able to stand firmly and anchor my frequency even more firmly just within myself was such a it felt like a win, like a victory, like a six of wands victory, like um and and victory is actually something that kept coming out in other messages I was hearing throughout the day, because I do consume readings on YouTube. Like I have a handful of specific readers that I enjoy watching because they're reading. Like I feel I am a part of their collectives. Like they're picking up on energy that is a wave that I am riding, and and it's interesting because actually yesterday the imagery because I was visualizing what it's like to sustain your frequency, like if it could be a flat line. Um, and I just saw 644 all the time as I was saying that. But like when you have like as a human, like yesterday, like you have dips, and it's like not only am I sustaining my frequency or riding the wave, but I'm literally writing the wave as I anchor the frequency. Um, and, excuse me. And that just was very like, I don't know, it felt very empowering that I'm writing my own wave. Um, but all that to say that this morning, like I woke up feeling like literally clean slate. It's like you made it. You made it through yet yesterday, and it's crazy because I want to cry. Like I feel that like the tears are welling up, and like literally, you have to hold the vision. You have to hold the vision. And the song that I woke up with on my mind was "Smile" by Kirk Franklin, and specifically the line that I almost gave up on a power that I can't explain. Fell from heaven like a shower now. And that's the thing. It's like it's a power that it doesn't feel like I can't explain it though. Like the explanation is that I have found my home frequency where I feel safe being my full self, willpower, literally the power of my own will, but like a will that is fortified by my soul, by the soul that chose to code this specific vessel to fulfill the mission that it came to earth to pursue. I don't know if you can tell on the screen that it just got lighter, but literally my plant lights came on as soon as I said that. Grounding. Yeah, like knowing that it's not, I mean, even if it is delusion or whatever, like the narratives are, like, it's only delusional until it's real. Intuition. Like, intuition is something that in many cases, you can't explain. It's just like, I feel this thing, I know it's coming, and that's all there is to it. I have no choice but to trust it because my nervous system won't even let me feel like it's not real. It feels grounded, like we just saw at the bottom of the deck. What just flipped over? Luna, the moon. And I have, like, with my, I just mentioned my menstrual cycle, and that is like, it can be attuned with the lunar cycle. We do have a new moon in, I don't know what sign it's in. It might be Capricorn. I could be lying. But there is a new moon I know it's on the 24th, which is about a week away. So, but this past full moon, even, like, take note of the experience and what you felt. And even, like, it's not lost on me that it literally healing energy, that my cycle started literally the day that Mercury retrograde began, equilibrium. And there's a balance to all of it. There's a purpose for all of it. And then as I was sitting down to film, another song came to me, which is more like an old hymn. I'm not sure who it's by, and the lyrics I'm going to sing it's very minimal. Banish a curse, but the lyrics of the song was, "It's gonna be all right, it will be all right." Banish that thing. Tell it to be gone, because you are not I'm pointing at rebirth on the bottom of the deck. You are not the same person that you were. The energies are new. You no longer have to hold on to any old narrative. You can release with the greatest of ease if you allow yourself. Simply allow the thing to be banished, because you are divinely protected. Like, you have an unseen support system. Like, there are so many energies, karmic justice, because this balance, this karmic justice is the clearing of all karmic debt, of all karmic cycles. And I'm seeing divine feminine at the bottom of this deck, and transmute. And that's another thing that I have really had to come to terms with, which is another thing that's kind of beyond words. Like, I'm going to say this, and presumably if you're hearing this and you're seeing this content, you're going to resonate. But, like, I know that I am transmuting collective energy because of the pace at which I am able to transmute it. Like, I don't transmute and healer, literally. I'm not clinging to feelings 1, 2, 3, 4 on the timer. Or is that even, that actually was 1, 2, 2, 4, which that number also means something to me as well. But that's the thing. It's like, sometimes the energies that you're feeling aren't they aren't yours to hold on to. They are yours to transmute because you are strong enough, message in meditation, to carry weight, excuse me, that it's like the way it's being shown to me is like doing a good deed in silence. Can you hear the emotion welling up in me? Like, oh my God, like I think because this is resonating for me is what I'm doing. I is doing literally, and I mean, I know I'm talking about it, but there is no way I can put true words to what it is that is taking place within me because I know I am transmuting collective energies and creating new energy signatures for the embodiment of the collective. Friendship transmute, like even new ways of operating in connections, because that's something that I've really had to come to terms with as well, is like the French protection is coming out again, and it literally is about to lay right on top of where protection came out before. Like there are relationships that I have been called to pull away from in a way that, like, if I were feeding the narrative that there was any level of malicious intent, which I know from the depths of my soul that there is not. It is simply that I have to do what is energetically best for me in order for me to anchor the frequency that I have been called to carry. But if I were willing to feed the narrative that there was any, like, there'd be no relief. I would feel like shit. Like, because I know that I've had to back out of people's lives who have, you know, like there's history there, and but the history, if it's meant to be a part of the future, it will be. Like there is no beef, there is no malice, and even if there were, if it's not addressed, how can I even acknowledge it? You know, like I can only respond to what is in front of me. And what I have placed in front of myself is the permission to do what I need to do to be my best self. That's what I have placed in front of me, and that's how I'm responding. So that's how I'm carrying the energy. And that is creating the timeline for there to be the opportunity for reunion and reconnection if that were to be on the path ahead. But that's, I'm leaving that up to the path ahead. Like I'm not trying to plan or figure out, because that is what literally causes. And that was actually a TikTok that I posted, not on the Source Speaks page, but on the It's Limitless page. Power was that I just lost the stream, and I literally did post it as a TikTok. What was I saying? Oh, the tension. I literally grounded again. Grounding is very significant at this time, like being able to anchor yourself, literally anchor yourself, and then under that is shadow, but then below that is relief and transformation, and actually under that is courage, and then lucky. Okay, I'm done pulling, but I will say under that is full moon. So this last full moon really may be significant for you if you're hearing this. But yeah, like I literally was feeling tension here because I could feel myself trying to figure out how the path is going to unfold before me, but that's not my job. Our job is not to figure out how. It is only to figure out, not even to figure out, but to feel into what is the intention? What are we desiring to feel? What is the end goal? And really there are only like there's three paths that you can take if your intention is to serve. You can serve humanity, you can serve nature itself, or you can serve the frequency, the vibration, like be here to uplift the overall energetics of the planet. And the ways that those things manifest are myriad. There are millions and billions and trillions of variations of ways to fulfill those purposes, but you have to feel, what do you feel called towards? Because to like my, I know my calling is to is to assist in raising the frequency and vibration of earth itself. And my way of doing that right now is through my voice, is by sharing the what it is that I am transmuting and carrying and processing for the collective verbally, so that I can share the energetic signature. Because that is another download that I actually received this morning about the mere awareness of energetic signatures being a gateway to anchoring them on earth, whether or not a person believes them verbatim, or like, because what I was thinking about was like, like the impact of astrological shifts and like the archetypal energies that are behind the planets themselves and the houses and even like when you're using cards, like the basis is archetypal energies. So the more archetypes that you realize are available to you, even whether or not you believe them to be literal or not, that alters your frequency depending on what it is. It, in most cases, in every intention that I have, every message you receive from me is that it raises your frequency. But there are people who, imprint energetic signatures that will lower a frequency. But that is not my intention ever. But the mere exposure in a way that is even remotely graspable by the human mind is of benefit, which is why even like just allowing yourself to absorb and hear and take what resonates from things that maybe in other circumstances you would be like, well, that doesn't make any sense to me. But now you're hearing it in a new way and it awakens something in you. It doesn't necessarily change your entire belief system, but now you're like, oh, that is a new way to respond to this thing that I've always previously responded to in this way. And now, because you have this new way of responding, you have broken a pattern. And when you break a pattern, that allows you the opportunity to enter a new timeline. Because because a pattern and a cycle are essentially the same thing. Like once you break the cycle, you are now able to enter a new cycle, or a higher cycle. Like you're riding this, it's a spiral. Like it's a spiral forward, upward. Like it really expands in all directions, but you get to choose what direction you face, if that makes sense. Because that was another imagery that I saw yesterday, was like the imagery of expansion of consciousness being like a giant circle, and like, yes, the self, or the I, the all that is in the center of the circle, but also encompasses the entire circle. But as human beings, as the self within the self, we get to decide what angle are we viewing in the circle. And if we're looking at it two-dimensionally, there's a top, bottom, left, and right, and it's like, okay, so am I going northeast, northwest? Like, am I looking south? Like, which way am I looking? Am I looking, like, are you looking down? Are you looking up? Which direction are you facing? Because you get to decide. Like, you're going to expand in every direction, meaning your awareness is going to encompass all of this. But where is your focus? You can be aware of so much, but you can only focus on what's in front of you. Let's see. Hello. King of Wands on the bottom of the deck. What you focus on is what will manifest. And when you master where your focus goes, because like I was talking about in the beginning, with how sometimes I wouldn't even realize when like the landscape of my mind would switch. Empress, literally like divine feminine receptive energy. When you are receiving, if you are not mindful, hangman, that's a change in perspective. If you are not mindful of when your perspective starts to shift, you'll start looking at you like you won't know how you got where you are. And that's when, like, these energies are so subtle that the slightest shift can change the trajectory of you. What's coming out of my mouth, what's coming to my mind and out of my mouth is the trajectory of your manifestation. And under the hangman is the fool. And then Six of Pentacles, which is that generosity energy. Like, and the moon. The moon is very significant here. Like, really getting in touch with your intuition and your subconscious stream, because that is something that, and it's, I know I'm not finishing any of the sentences I'm starting, because the things that I have to say, it's like, I know that it is true for me, but to express it out loud is like, my subconscious and my conscious mind work very closely together. Like, my subconscious is basically at the surface for me. So it is very easy for me to recode my subconscious programming because I've been working so closely with it for so long. And the call is to really be able to integrate in a way that you are able to shift your perspective literally, like, in the blink of an eye. Like, you can see from another vantage point with ease, almost simultaneously. And I'm saying almost, but for me, like, that is how I exist. Like, I am able to see basically every vantage point of a situation in an instant, even if I'm not necessarily consciously aware of that's happening. And because I'm able to do that, I have to focus on the vantage point that I actually want to manifest, you know? So it's like being very intentional. The World and the Tower, the Five of Cups, and the Queen of Wands. Yeah, it's truly, so like, when you can see from every vantage point, sometimes picking the vantage point that you actually want to manifest means releasing all of the other possibilities and potentialities. And this is actually something that I discussed with my cousin not long ago, but the idea of collapsing timelines, which is similar to calling your energy back, but collapsing a timeline is simply no longer pondering what it would have been like to have made a different decision. Because the longer that you spend your current reality pondering what it have been like in an alternate reality where you made an alternate decision, you are sending your energy into that timeline, where, because that timeline exists now, especially since you are feeding it. But as you begin to close the loop and stop the questioning, because you're not there, you didn't make that decision. So the more energy you give that decision, you are taking away from the energy that you could be, providing to this reality, to this timeline. So to collapse a timeline is to simply express that you are content with the choice that you made and that you no longer need to ponder what it would have been like. You have to be satisfied with allowing whatever that possibility was, because it's no longer possible, like, not in this timeline. So why still give it your energy? Like, that's literally an energy leak. And collapsing timelines is what allows you to create and manifest more instantaneously. And I'm being drawn to all the candles on this card. So like, candle magic or candle work may be very significant. But like, these tower moments, they'll happen so quickly that it won't even, like, you can get to a point where these changes in perspective and circumstance, and like, you're so adaptable that you can have multiple tower moments a day, and it won't be heavy because you're not attached to any of it. It's like, okay, well, this is the new set of circumstances. This is where I am now. now having the alchemy that I have from the knowledge that I've gained in the last 24 hours, I am now seeing that I want to make decisions differently. I want to think differently. Literally, I want to think differently. I don't want to be stuck in my head contemplating what it would have been like to have done something else. Like, there's no more confusion. It's literally me being my authentic self in the most innocent and vulnerable but divinely protected way possible. Like, I know I'm operating from my truth, so I have nothing to hide. There's nothing, I don't have any, like, I trust myself to make the right decisions, death and rebirth. I allow myself to be new in every new now moment. So there is nothing for me to ponder. Like, this Two of Wands energy, like, if you are the type of person that would be pondering what it would have been like to make a different choice from your current vantage point, then that also means that going forward, you are now going to sit and think even longer about the decisions that you have in front of you now. And in some cases, that delays your manifestation, because now you're in the habit of not trusting yourself. Like, I hope this is making sense, because like this is like, I feel like where a lot of people get caught up in the manifestation is like not being sure that the decision they're making is right, even though it feels right. So it's like you're weighing the options that aren't even options for you, because you know what's true for you, but you're now weighing all the options that you know other people would suggest to you. Like, if you know that you need to move out of your apartment, maybe you need to move to another state, like whatever that calling is, like, don't use the voices of others to make that decision. You have to listen to your truth, because if you make the decision for somebody else, now you are living out the timeline that they created instead of the one that you created. I want to get a card from the Archangel Michael deck. Archangel Michael, Sword of Light deck. Illuminate. Bring clarity and confirmation. That is what we are seeking. That is what we have. But we, and that's the seeking energy can sometimes, create separation between you and the thing that you're calling in, when there is no separation. Angels of healing are with you. A time of healing is about to bless your life. Accept Archangel Raphael's emerald green light while I enhance your strength. Literally, like, you are going through energetic upgrades. Number 30, step into the spotlight. You have a message that the world needs to hear. It's time to share your wisdom. And that's the thing, like, that pondering energy. You could have a major revelation and immediately have the urge to pick up the camera and record it. But then you second guess yourself and don't do it. That is the type of slowing down that is taking place. Like, build the momentum, get comfortable expressing yourself in whatever way. I'm seeing this orator card over here to the right of me that says communication and confidence. Literally, you have to be confident in communicating what your passions are, what you enjoy, what brings you joy, because they don't do that for no reason. Do not be afraid to share the things that bring you joy, because chances are, when you start sharing that thing that brings you joy, you're going to call in people that are magnetized to your joy, because it makes them feel joy too. Like, I saw a reel that said something like, nobody cares about what you're preaching if they can't feel it when they interact with you. So, like, if you are telling people to be creative and to take the chance and do the thing, but you're not doing it yourself, it's not congruent. So you're not going to be able to magnetize the people that are attracted to your authenticity, because you're not operating in your authenticity. But the more that you're able to stand firm in your truth, the the more magnetic you become to not only the people, but the manifestations themselves. Like all of it. All of it starts to show up when you operate in your truth, because now your actions are a consistent communication with the universe, with your surroundings, with your environment, with people that now know, oh, when I think of this thing, I now think of you because I know you love this thing. I know you do this thing. If I needed someone to do it, I know that you're going to come through with passion, because that's what people are seeking, is passion. We have golden Christed dragon on the bottom of the deck again. That I actually read this card in the video from the day before yesterday. But it says brings you higher love so that you can embody the Christ light. Absorb the Christ light. You are protected. Expand your heart and remain fifth dimensional. Literally, you have to anchor your frequency, and you have to do whatever it takes for you to be able to do that. And know that by the mere fact that your intention behind whatever it is that you have to do, quote unquote, have to, because you get to choose, but like whatever it is that you feel called to do that is going to help you anchor your frequency, the simple fact that your intention is to anchor your frequency eliminates the karmic weight of whatever that action is. Like there is no malice. It is purely intended to anchor your authentic frequency. Fire and water dragon enables your life to flow with loving force. Prepare for change and move forward quickly. Expect the unexpected. Have fun. I'm going to read that. Literally, like, expect the unexpected. Like, allow yourself to receive. And there's so much heart chakra energy. Like, there's so much green here. Open, literally, and that's what the Golden Christed Dragon says. Expand your heart and remain fifth dimensional, because you are operating, when you operate from the heart center, then that's what's received. Love. Like, you're operating from love. Fire and water dragon. Orange and green fire and water dragons are fourth dimensional powerhouses. Fire and water together create steam, which is a mighty force that moves us forward towards ascension. Fire energizes us, while the water aspect helps us to flow. This flow may be gentle, but we are more likely to be caught up in the raging torrent. In a raging torrent. With a fire and water dragon around, we change, and movement is inevitable. These particular dragons can also be very playful. They come to us if we want or need to add excitement and fun to our life. Guidance. Call on fire and water dragons whenever you face big changes, decisions, or challenges on your pathway. They will push you through times of inertia or fatigue by filling you with a new expectation and excitement. Filling you with new expectation and excitement. Once you have made up your mind, they will bolster your energy and give you thrust and determination. They also love play and fun and will lighten you up. That's the importance of deciding. Your guidance now is to be prepared for rapid change in your life as you are being propelled into a higher state of being. If you make up your mind about the direction you wish to take, these dragons will push you on with grace and surprising ease. If you are not clear, you may find something arises that you hadn't anticipated. So expect the unexpected and enjoy the changes coming to you. I'm not done reading this, but I feel I have to direction guardian, literally choose your path. Decide. Do not go back and forth waffling about a decision. Decide, and if you decide that you need to decide something else, but decide. Look through the eyes of a fire and water dragon and see everything from a higher, lighter perspective. And remember that whatever happens will be for your highest good. That really sums it up. I'm going to love and leave y'all here. I'm wishing you an abundant ascension. Have fun. Love y'all. Peace. Thank you for making it to the end of today's message. I welcome you to join me in the affirmation that I use to anchor fifth dimensional frequencies into my three-dimensional experience. Before we do that, I welcome you to join me in deep, cleansing breaths to integrate any activations and remembrance touched in today's message. And we begin. I am divinely protected and all is well. I am fully supported in my ascension. My path upward is clear. I have everything I need the moment I need it. Everything I need to know finds me at the perfect time. Everything is new. Everything is different. Everything has changed for the better. I am limitless and my life is full of ease. And so it is, and so shall it be. In grace and gratitude, with harm to none. This game of life is already won. So mote it be, and so it is.